Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Antonio, back with a new video today, seeing what's up with you guys. Hopefully everybody's doing well, staying safe, and being as productive as they can be. I'm just out. It's afternoon. Just got back from doing a little bit of shopping. I'll be going to the gym in a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you guys today about changes. We are in a new year. Of course, it's supposed to be a year of change. 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. Of course, 5. The symbol of 5 represents change, sudden change, or freedom, or things like that. But yeah, I just wanted to get on you guys, see what new things you guys are getting into today or this year, or letting you know some of the things that I'm getting into. I spoke about personal branding before in the past, like I touched on it a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to just talk about some new things. Last year was a pretty good year. It was the first year I opened up my own personal business. I was able to see a lot of people, due to the pandemic and staying home all the time. I was able to see a lot of people open up businesses and just try new things. Being in your home all the time, or being restricted in certain areas of life, will or have you try and take part in different areas of your life to try to improve different things. If somebody tells you you can't skate, you'll ride a bike. If somebody tells you you can't drive, you'll catch a bus. So there's different, the human spirit makes way, aka change. So people are always afraid to try new things. How can you learn if you're too afraid to try new things? Even with the community that I grew up in, everyone wants to be so not even different. Everyone's the same. Everyone wants to be so gangster and hardcore and niggerish all the time. It's like you're fighting over city blocks that you don't even own. I mean, get out, go open up a business or something and come back and buy, come buy the block, or come buy all the houses on the block that you was raised in. But every other week or every other month someone's getting killed. We have to try new things. We have to change things up. These old habits and old ways of doing things that we've learned from our parents or our grandparents or our great-grandparents. I mean, if you're in a bad situation now, that's because your great-grandparents or your parents or whoever has been passing whatever knowledge that they had, which obviously wasn't enough, because as a human, as a species, we haven't even been that smart for a long time. I mean, less than 100 years. You had your anomalies like, the presidents, even though they weren't even that smart. People like Einstein, Tesla, just different people, that we have, that created things in the past that we drew inspiration from. Different writers, different astrologers, different teachers, just different things. There was always people that was out trying to try new things, to try to better the culture. Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, all these famous artists. They definitely they were into trying new things, figuring out new aspects of themselves, figuring out new aspects of artistic expression and things like that. Oscar Wilde. We have a few artists, Stephen King, just a bunch of different people, Hawking. These are all different people that had different thought processes. George Washington Carver, James Baldwin. These people thought outside of the box. They wanted to change things. They wanted freedom, from oppression, or freedom from the system. We all have our certain perceptions of different things, but everyone is held under a certain system of oppression. You just have to learn how to try new things, figure out a workaround. I mean, we have high school kids that are not going to college. They're not going to college like the older millennials. These kids are coming out of high school with billion-dollar businesses. These kids are in high school trying new things with technology, which is good. So yeah, always try new things, man. Go ahead and take a couple $100 and open up an LLC and just try and do things different. You don't have to be a perfectionist, or you don't have to know what you're doing. You learn by doing, or you learn by experimenting or changing up your routine. What doesn't work needs to be changed out. That's the way we're going. Things are different nowadays. You have to brand yourself. You have to sell yourself. You have to market yourself. This isn't just people are making social media profiles and things like that just to talk and BS with each other online all day long. We still have we still have to be out and about, and although there's social distancing and things like that, and people have to wear masks, we still have to be around each other. You still get to express yourself in your truest form when you go out. But yeah, that's really what it's all about. I just wanted to encourage you guys to try new things. Me growing up, I've always loved fruit. Growing up in Florida, one of the things, or two of the fruits that we always ate, was apples and oranges. Apples and oranges and grapes. And then I got older, and of course I started to like watermelon, mangoes, pineapples and things like that. I expanded in my preference of fruits and vegetables and things like that. Even when I was younger, I didn't like vegetables. I didn't like to eat greenery. But now that's one of my most favorite things to eat, because I know it's good for me, and it's an acquired taste. But yeah, try new things. Always try to better yourself. No one says you have to keep doing the same thing over and over and over, or Rome wasn't built in a day. There was always different architects and different engineers that came in to help build the dynasty, help build the empire. But always always try something new. I'm trying something new with my hair. I haven't grown my hair out since I was maybe in not even high school, middle school. So it's been 20 plus years since I grew my hair out to this length. Like, seriously. But you try different things as an adult. These things come back around, and if they don't work, you change them, you reevaluate them, you do something different. Stagnancy is one of the greatest downfalls of man. Stagnant energy, sitting in a chair all day or sitting on the sofa all day. When folks retire at 60, 65 years old and they don't have anything else to push them or circulate their blood system or keep their mind going, and they're just sitting on their front porch all day long in a rocking chair, that's not good for them. They develop blood clots, the energy becomes stagnant, and they end up dying just after a couple of years. How do you die 3 to 5 years after retirement? You work so hard throughout life, you was always in a constant state of motion. That's all you know. And then when you retire, you have nothing to live for. You have nothing to do. So it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be young and have all the energy in the world, or you can be older and your mind can still be as sharp as a steel trap. But these are just all things that you want to stay, you just want to keep on your mind. Things around you are always going to change, so you should always change as well. The thing about time is, no matter how far time goes, you're not going to be able to change it. You're not going to be able to stop time. So the best thing is to do is, since time is going to go forward, move with the times, grow with the times, start doing the things that stick, you keep them. Things that don't work, try and do different things. But that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Just trying new things, branding yourself in a new way for the new year, and being the best person that you can be. Hopefully everybody stays safe. I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy.